Justice Department records released under the Epstein Files Transparency Act confirm that federal investigators seized a substantial volume of photographic material from multiple properties owned and controlled by Jeffrey Epstein, including his Manhattan residence and properties in the U.S. Virgin Islands. In an internal email written in October 2020, more than a year after Epstein's death, an assistant U.S. attorney disclosed that the FBI seized approximately 3,500 nude images, along with about 40,000 non-nude images during searches conducted in New York City and the Virgin Islands. The same email states that the scale of the material required the Justice Department's IT department to prepare tens of thousands of images for evidence production, indicating that the seized files were digitally stored, organized, and processed as part of a formal federal evidentiary review. Federal prosecutors later referenced this material in court filings following Epstein's arrest in July 2019, stating that law enforcement agents discovered hundreds or thousands of nude and semi-nude photographs inside Epstein's Manhattan mansion on the night he was taken into custody. In a detention filing opposing Epstein's release on bail, prosecutors told the court that the presence of these images demonstrated that Epstein continued to possess sexually explicit material involving young females more than a decade after his 2008 conviction and registration as a high-risk sex offender. Search warrant affidavits released by the Justice Department show that FBI agents specifically sought photographs, video recordings, digital storage devices, computers, cameras, external drives, and locked containers while executing searches at Epstein's residences, including his private island, Little St. James. Justice Department exhibits include catalogued image sheets and location-specific labels that indicate photographic material was recovered from multiple Epstein-controlled locations, suggesting that the evidence was not confined to a single property but spread across his residences. Investigative notes included in the released files reference terms such as massage, school, and teenage girl, language that aligns with descriptions already documented in federal and state investigations into Epstein's methods of recruitment and exploitation. Despite the volume of material seized, the majority of the images remain sealed or heavily redacted, with courts and prosecutors citing victim privacy, the risk of re-traumatization, and legal restrictions governing evidence involving sexual exploitation as grounds for non-disclosure. The Justice Department has stated that the continued withholding of much of this photographic evidence reflects its extreme sensitivity and evidentiary importance, not a lack of findings, as additional Epstein-related materials continue to be reviewed and released under court supervision.